Well, if you guys like drama, I've got some good drama today. It's regarding Whipple Superchargers for the S650 platform. You guys might have seen how the Supercharger wars have restarted between Roush and Whipple. So we're going to get into the drama, what's going on, and I'm going to inform you guys on exactly how much power these kits make realistically. What's up, guys? How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm never not on Facebook reading things on the S650 forums and whatnot because I do have a dark horse, and I love seeing the Whipple stuff. It's absolutely hilarious. I posted a video of the Roush that Brent Speed made. If you haven't seen the previous videos, we do talk about the power that Brent Speed makes with the Roush, and he had a recent video, and we're going to watch the recent Roush video and how much power it made, and the recent Stage 2 Whipple video that Brent Speed just made. But what's funny is the people that I don't understand. I really don't understand why people back one company versus another just because I don't get it. I really don't. So let's look at what Stephen Williams has to say here, because this was in response to a video that I posted about the Roush supercharger horsepower, and they said this is what their power made, blah 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 blah, saying that was 100 plus heat index, extreme high humidity, no tricks, no gimmicks, at 812 horsepower, first hit 805 to back it up, with heat soak over 800 horsepower. So if we actually click on this video and we skip, one thing that you're going to notice right off the bat that's weird to me is he said it was over 100 heat index, but why is the temperature 78.57 degrees? I scratched my head at that. I'm like, that's odd. So I'm like, well, let's go ahead and see if it made the power that he said it was made, 812, and then 586. So then I was like, this was done on June 3rd. The guy lives near Charlotte, not the guy, but the Hypermode Performance is near Charlotte, North Carolina. This was done on June 3rd. Okay, so if it was done on June 3rd, I was like, why don't I look up the temperatures for June 3rd near Charlotte, at Charlotte. So I did just that, and funny enough, weather in Charlotte on June 3rd was around 79 degrees with 61% humidity during the day. Now, that's give or take, a couple degrees. Who knows? They might have done this in the morning where it was around 66 degrees. Now, the humidity was extremely high, so this obviously ranges. The higher the humidity, the more that, the air is going to kind of like choke the car. But the temps were there. It was not over 100-degree index. That was just a flat-out lie. The highest index was in the evening, 84 degrees. But, however, the humidity was lower. So there's a big difference between morning and evening, but the facts still stand. This wasn't even done in over 100 plus degree heat index. So that left me thinking, why are people rah-rahing Whipple and really trying to tear Roush down with lies? Why lie? So if this dude lied about 100-degree heat index, then obviously what's going to be in here, like this guy mentioned, were the mods. And this guy said, if I were to guess, definitely a smaller pulley, not in a 3.875, but a 3.7, with a BAP and probably some sort of butane or E30. Ding, 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 right on the nose. If the dude's lying about the temperature, then he's lying about everything else. Like, seriously, like, absolutely ridiculous. And again, people probably think it's okay because when the Whipple first came out, they saw that the shops like Palm Beach Dyno, I think there was another shop too, I can't remember, and then all the sellers like Lethal Performance and all that, they put their blowers on the dyno, but they were putting headers on them. They're throwing a ton of butane into it, making these numbers and saying it was like 90 plus degree heat, all this. And people, because those came out with so much horsepower, and when they pull it down, people think it's okay to say the same things and basically lie about their power numbers when you know darn good and well, you think this guy or anyone that makes over 800 horsepower is going to be running $20 to $30 cans of Boost-Stain on every single fill up at the gas station. You really think they're going to be running 800 plus horsepower in their car 24/7? You think they're going to be out there racing in Mexico or racing for money at the track with 800 plus horsepower using cans of Boost-Stain every single fill up? The answer is no. No one's doing that, okay? These people aren't doing that. They're just trying to chase rah-rah numbers so they can go on Facebook and they can say, hey, Whipple's the best. This is how much power I make. I don't even use it. Or, hey, I throw $30 cans of Boost-Stain in my car every single fill up. This is how much power it makes. Whipple's better than Roush. Like, are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. If you were actually racing the car for money and racing in Mexico and trying to actually beat people and actually take it extremely serious, then that's okay. That makes sense. You are literally trying to push the limit of your car. But as far as how much power the car actually makes without any gimmicks or tricks, we can go look at that. Now, there's one last thing to kind of go into this drama, and I'll go ahead and go to that now. So I posted the video of the Roush on, again, this forum, and of course Dustin Whipple comes in here and talks about, oh, this is how much the horsepower made, blah, 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 and put this out. On the stage 2, 755, 605, it shifts, or it stops at 7,900 RPMs, and it was confirmed dynoed in 7th. Now, of course, to obviously not show my name in this post, but I said, I replied to him because he said it was dynoed in 7th and Roush can't dyno in 7th, which I think is weird. Dynoing in 7th shows will net, that's 1-to-1. That will net the most horsepower. So I commented 12 hours ago. Actually, it's a little bit more than 12 hours ago. I said, wait, you dynoed in 7th? That's even worse because 7th will show more horsepower than dynoing in 6th. So I don't know 100% what the ratio is. You guys might know in the comment section down below. But if you dynoed this in 6, would that lower that by 10 horsepower? 20 horsepower? 25 horsepower? The torque, would that lower that by 10? 20? Each gear, as you get closer to 7th, will make more horsepower as you get closer to 1-to-1. So Dustin Whipple just called himself out on the power that their Whipple makes when it just makes, the Roush makes the same horsepower basically. Now again, this specific dyno we're looking at, I do not know if octane booster was used because all the videos when this first kit came out that you saw from Palm Beach Dyno and everybody else under the sun that had a Whipple in their car, one of the first had octane booster in the car. They were fluffing numbers, not just pump 93 from the gas station. So I don't know that here. But saying that it was dynoed in 7th and not 6th was a huge red flag and just a red nose. Absolutely hilarious that they decided to do that. So, with Whipple constantly saying that their stuff is, their new and improved Whipple is better than Roush, let's go watch the Roush video real quick at Brent Speed, and then we'll watch the Stage 2 Whipple, the newest video he put out from Brent Speed, and see what we think. So here we go. Here's Brent Speed. He's going to tell you what they're going to do, how they're going to dyno it. No tricks, no BS. Straight up, literally what they're going to do. Now, I don't know if he mentions it right away, at least in this video, because I'm going to skip forward. But this was like a week ago, I think, or a few days ago. There was good air in Indiana. Now, there is also good air during the Whipple video we're going to watch too. But here's the Roush.
Launch edition video, automatic car, dyno pull, pretty warm, pretty humid. Still came out great. 693 real horsepower.
It made 693 real horsepower. It was hot and humid, though, during that day with the first iteration of dynoing this vehicle. They've got better air now. They're going to dyno it and do a couple of different things and see how it does.
Told you, in the future, we're going to do some tricks. Today is the day. Now, here's my plan. I wanted to put long tubes on this. I wanted that to be the next video. We've been too busy here at the shop. So today I had time to do some octane booster.
Octane booster.
Do a pulley, see what it makes.
Lower pulley, just one size.
I think tomorrow we're going to be able to take this back to the track.
That'll be nice.
See what it does.
Yep.
In the description, open it up. You can see, hey, I'm 1050, but the air is good. It's got magic air today. Mm-hmm. This is the type of day today that you go out to the track and you're like, I am gonna run.
He also he hasn't said, but he's gonna run it with the intake lids off too. So here we go.
Let's go.
Remember, stock filters, stock paper filters. Whipple comes with high flow filters. So, good air, just regular 93. It went from 693 from bad air to good air 720. Now, I don't know what exactly the DA was, but it's not uncommon to have nice air in the spring and even sometimes in the summer. We're still in the summer, but it's not uncommon in the Midwest to have good air in the spring, some good air during the summer, and good air in the fall. So, this is going to be more common than not for the horsepower in the Midwest, basically. Now, I believe this is with the octane booster. Now, something funny that happens here with the octane booster. $723? Yeah, $723. So it didn't pick up too much. 13 PSI. Okay. That's what they advertise. An SAE smoothing 5. That's what we want. So it's not standard. The numbers aren't fluffed.
Just a couple things when we look at these numbers and talk about exactly what we did. Again, if you're new to this, watch the old video. Millimeter pulley, which we just took off. We're installing an 81.
81. One pulley down.
But here's what
it's
we
a
have.
boost stain.
Now,
so
I call this magic air. 720 raw horsepower, 7,500 RPM, torque 560.
Okay, real quick. Now, obviously, the more that you raise the RPM limits, the more boost you're going to make, right? But just remember that Whipple makes its power at the limit, 7,900, 7,800. This is making that power at 753, 7,500, okay? It's not really apples to apples when you think about that. And guys, this is an old technology regular blower that's been around for a while, and it's still, if something isn't broke, you don't fix it. All Roush did was throw 2 inlets on it to keep the feature of the 2 intakes that makes the S650 look cool. That's all they did. And then the blower has been proven for years, and it still shows to be proven. Obviously it's going to make more obviously it's going to make more PSI because it's a smaller blower. It's a 2650 versus like what's the Whipple? Is it a 3600? It's ginormous. So of course the PSI is going to be lower on the Whipple versus the PSI on a smaller blower. That is literally just physics. It's bigger amount of area for air to come in for the Whipple, less pressure in the case. Smaller amount of area for the air to go in, more pressure in the case. It's literally, it's that simple. It is that simple.
5,000. Boost came in at 12.94. Then boosting 720.
So boosting didn't add much. It only added 3 horsepower, right? Now it added only 6 torque, but that goes to show you that the kit's pretty efficient as it is. It doesn't need boosting to necessarily make more power.
72, 5,100. Boost shows 30.
Also shows that the gas was pretty good too.
13.01, almost the same, 7,500. What's that mean? Well, we log all these runs, and I will tell you, here in Indiana, our 93 octane is sick.
Yep. So that means that the car didn't really even need boosting to avoid knock. If the gas was bad or the 93 constantly wasn't that good, then adding boosting made sense because you have to avoid knock. But even adding boosting and only adding 3 horsepower, the car still really wasn't pulling any time in to begin with. And that's why you didn't see much horsepower gain. It was already pretty efficient.
This car runs a lot of timing on 93.
Yep.
I didn't think really adding the boosting, it would go up much more, and it didn't.
Right.
I think in the mid, we have...
So this is the pulley change, right? Listen to that whine. So here we go. Here's the pulley change. 738. Oh yeah. 752 still. 598. Okay.
81 millimeter pulley. 738 raw horsepower. 7,500. Still coming in right around the same.
Yep.
Torque 598.
Okay. So I believe that's it for this video. Does he oh, he dynos it with the boxes off. Okay.
It's high before. but we're up to 738 with the pulley. But even that, 720 right now, what was 693 before? If you're a racer, you know Goodyear is all.
Okay, stop box is off, 743, 597. So, what does this mean? When you put apples to apples, let's think about this for a second. The Whipple. What comes with the kit? Bigger injectors, better fuel lines, or fuel rails. Basically a cold air intake, right? And the reason why I say that is it has high flow filters, which is huge for a boosted application like this, a supercharger. High flow filters. Rush more air in because the filters can take more air in. They suck more air in. So, with stock filters, 743 and 597 with one pulley down, which Whipple does ship their Stage 2 kits with one pulley down. It's like a 3.7, right? It's not a 3.8. Obviously, again, I've already talked about the boost, why the boost is higher in the Roush versus the Whipple. And you put high flow filters, it's probably touching 750. It's probably touching 750. And if you put catless long tube headers, for off-road use, of course, for track use, of course, and high-flowing exhaust on top of that, you're looking probably at 760 plus. Probably 770. You're probably pushing 770. At least. And then you can throw boostane in there. Because that's only fair, right? It's just, you know, basically it's going to end up making the same power as Stage 2. Okay, so we got these numbers in there, right? Let's go to the Whipple video and let's compare.
Of course, Mustang, I love it. It's an automatic. We installed a Stage 2 Whipple. So we're going to do a dyno before, dyno with the Stage 2 kit on 93 octane, and then we're going to take it off, add long tube headers, another dyno pull. It's going to be awesome to see the data. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, notify us.
So, just the kit, dyno it. Throw long tube headers on it, dyno it. Okay, so now we know what they're going to do. Let's go ahead and go. So, just regular everything. 738 at 7,800. At 7,800. Okay. And 587. I mean, that's the same as the Roush, right? So, let's see. Let's go back here. The Roush made 720. He took the stock air boxes off and added another like 4 or 5. So, it's safe to say that if we did high flow filters, I would suggest add another 10. So we're at 730 at lower RPMs, but we're at 730 versus 738. It's right there. It is right there. Roush is right there. Do not tell me it isn't. You cannot tell me it isn't. It's right there. It is just stupid that we have to have this conversation, because I have never seen this in the last like 5+ years of being a car enthusiast and really digging into cars, having Camaros, Hellcats, Mustangs, and really diving in the community, reading through the forums, adding a shit ton of horsepower to all my vehicles. This is the first time I've seen a company shit on another company actively on social media forums and videos. It's insane. And what they say is it's a lie. Now, one thing I will 100%, without a doubt, agree with Whipple is your ceiling for horsepower is higher with the Whipple than it is the Roush. Now you're probably saying, why are you saying that? I thought you were against Whipple. No, I just fight with Whipple because the kits are comparable for the average consumer. If you want to make a little bit more horsepower, you can pick either one. When tuning comes out and you want to go 1,000 plus, then you go with Whipple. But until you get to that point, you can use either kit to get where you want to be, and they will make the same horsepower. They're the same. I'm proving it to you right here. There's nothing I physically or verbally have to do to prove this to you. I'm showing you. I don't have to do anything. But people want to go out there and cause drama and lie. Lying is the worst thing you can do. Lie. People don't want lies. They want the truth. So I believe this is with the headers. 763. What did I say the Roush was going to make? And the Roush made more torque. It was almost at 600, if I do remember correctly. Yeah. I don't know. What is there to say? What is there to say? Oh, well, you could add boost-tane to that, and it'll be well over 800. Dude, nobody wants to spend $20 to $30 every freaking fill-up with boost-tane. That's insane. Oh, you can add E30 and do this. Stop. 93 versus 93. High flow filters. High-flowing exhaust. Kit for kit. Not boost for boost. Kit for kit. Same thing. Actually, you get more torque with the Roush, which obviously makes sense because of the TVS blower. So, there you have it. I don't have to argue anything. I don't have to.
96, 93 octane,
At 7,800, by the way.
7,800, 587 torque at 5,000.
Look at the torque dip there. It's almost 10 torque.
Boost was 12.
Oh, what do you know? 13 PSI.
Pulled it off, installed a set of the cook.
Now, the pulley down, it made 13 and a half. Made 13 and a half. And this makes,
long tubes,
for what it is, 13.
763 roll horsepower.
So for almost boost for boost, they almost make the same horsepower. Isn't that crazy?
Boost
That's crazy.
shows peak 12.8 again.
Does he
at
do anything else?
again.
I don't think so.
These are all
No.
peak, but we'll tell you throughout the graph at about. So with the headers, you have a little.
So this is weird to me. I think this is weird. Headers should always lower boost.
Less boost.
There's less boost down low, but at top it ends up making the same boost.
At red line.
Can anyone explain that to me? Like, I don't think this was catless headers. I think they were the high flow green cats. But there's more air coming out of the engine. That's what lowers pressure from the case of the supercharger through the engine. More flow means PSI is going to be lower even at the top. But it's not. That's actually concerning to me based off of how we know this stuff works for years and years. So that's really weird to me. But there you guys have it. I think it's going to continuously be a shit show on social media. I don't try to actively engage in it, but at the end of the day, I'm arguing. Oh, I'm not even arguing with people. I'm just calling out the lies for the most part and trying to make sure everyone's informed that these kits are pretty much identical, mod for mod. Don't talk about boost-tane. Don't talk about lowering the pulley to the moon, adding an assload of boost-tane, adding a BAP, and literally risking your entire car to make 900 plus wheel horsepower. That's not reliable. You don't have a fuel system on the car to support that kind of horsepower. I had a you guys know that have been on the channel. I had a 2019 P1X, like 12 or 13 PSI, 4 fuel system, full E85 Mustang GT. And if I, could you imagine if I had the stock fuel system on that? Put a BAP and try to run E with injectors? That's just that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? It's not reliable. So you can chase horsepowers all you want. Wait for the computer to get cracked, guys, to really do a lot of horsepower in these vehicles. Don't try to cut corners just to have clout or something on the internet and say, yeah, you can do this if you do this. No, come on, dude. That's a one-time thing. Stop. These kits can make a lot of horsepower. They make almost 800 wheel. They make anywhere from 760 to 780 rear wheel horsepower for both these kits now. For both these kits, when you put in headers, catless, would be the good one. And then high flow catback, it does help. High flow exhaust catback. Better filters, right? High flow filters. And, they have the better fuel rails and they have better injectors. You could put a BAP on there to help out the fueling, just in case something were to happen. Let's say you're in really cool air and you go and take a hit in Mexico or something like that and you just don't want to blow your stuff up. That's where a BAP would come in handy. But that, these kits make a lot of horsepower. So it's up to you to choose. But don't listen to the lies that Whipple, kit for kit, mod for mod, up until Whipple gets stupid with the pulleys and the boost-tane and all that crap. Remember, just kit for kit. Same thing. Add the same mods I just mentioned. Look at the videos. They end up making the same horsepower at the end of the day. So just choose what you want. Choose what they want. They're both good kits. Just don't listen to the lies. This was a really long video, but I had to do it because I'm just sick and freaking tired of it. And yeah, It's just I want to get a Roush Supercharger for my car because it looks really cool. It sounds good. I used to have a Hellcat. The whine was cool. Even though whine is kind of a restriction, I still like it. It's cool. And all the negativity that Whipple puts out just turned me off to it. And they're probably losing a lot of customers because of that. Because it's ridiculous. Roush ain't out there shitting on nobody. It's Whipple. They're doing it. And they're hurting their chances of selling more and more kits, in my opinion, because it looks disgusting and it's super unprofessional. So there you guys have it. There's a really good in-depth comparison, though, of the Superchargers. If you wanted to see it, you're welcome. I guess drama is brought to you by this. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully it's a lot better and there's no drama this time around. Catch you then.